number 3 going to be rolling out of staging shortly. The DT1 of Mike Wiseman will be on the front row. Wiseman out of Muskogee, Oklahoma, is outside. The 55X, that is Chuck Smith out of Van Buren, Arkansas. Row 2 on the inside, the 2K, that is Mike Keever out of Bartlesville, Oklahoma. And to Keever's outside will be Andrew Martinez out of Poto, Oklahoma in the 54. Row 3 on the inside, the 351, that's Ricky Lister out of Hackett, Arkansas with Clint Woolbright to the outside. In the 19 out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. Row 4 on the inside, scheduled to have the 511 of Tim Edens out of West Fork, Arkansas. James Mossian will line up to his outside, the 11 card of Haskell, Oklahoma. And your final starter will be Brandon Bryson, the 417 out of Piatt, Arkansas. That's how they will line up in heat race number 3. 8 laps, top 2 advance. Heat race number 3 of 5 for the factory stocks. We'll have 8 USRA B-Mod heat races following the factory stocks, then 5 heat races for the super stocks, 5 heat races for the USRA modifieds, a couple of B-mains for the Dirt Track Bank Cash Money Super Dirt Series late models, and the pure stock, and of course Cash Money and late model A mains. That's how tonight's racing program will go. Heat race number 3 of 5 here for the factory stocks. Mike Wiseman will be in the pure stock feature a little bit later on in the evening as well. He was locked in directly out of last night's action in the DT1. Now he's on the front row here of your 3rd factory stock heat race. Chuck Smith is outside the 55. Mike Keever, a good runner out of Bartlesville, Oklahoma, in that 2K car, a regular up at the Caney Valley Speedway in Caney, Kansas. He starts on the inside of row 2. Andrew Martinez to his outside. Ricky Lister, Clint Woolbright on row 3, Tim Edens, James Mossy in row 4, and Brandon Bryson. That's how they will line up in this one. Chris Hiley displays the furled up green flag. We'll go racing next time in turn number 4 here for heat race number 3 of the factory stocks. So the top 2 advance, 8 laps the distance. Heat race number 3 comes to the green here for the factory stocks. Chuck Smith, a little slip of the grip there for a moment. That allows the 54 of Andrew Martinez to work by. Good drive off at turn number 2 for the 54. Martinez down the back straightaway. He'll challenge down to the inside of Mike Wiseman for the lead. Here comes Clint Woolbright as well. Woolbright is fast along the bottom side of the speedway, trying to sneak underneath the 54 down the front straightaway. Clint Woolbright started 6th on the grid. He's into the runner-up spot as he muscles ahead of the 54 of Martinez. Martinez going to come back at him down the back straightaway. Mike Keever watching that race in a very close 4th as well. 3 cars shooting it out for 2nd right now, all battling for that final transfer spot as Wiseman shows the way. Look at that, a shot in the shorts down the front straightaway. The 19 into the back of the 54 of Martinez for a moment. Nearly came together along the front straightaway as Mike Keever drops off the pace, drops a couple of positions down the back straightaway. He'll now be out of the mix. He was challenging there for the final transfer spot. He's dropped 2 spots now in the 2K as Mike Wiseman continues to lead out in front. Andrew Martinez runs in 2nd. Clint Woolbright trying to race his way back in along the top side of the speedway as we got a 3 and make it 4-car tangle down in turn number 1. Chuck Smith, Mike Keever, James Mossian, and the 511 of Tim Edens, all 4 getting collected. Looks like everybody pretty much rolling, including the 511 there of Tim Edens. Did not know if he was fired up, but he was. So 3 laps completed, 5 laps to go. The caution out for a 4-car incident down in turn number 1 as Chuck Smith and Mike Keever have words here on the front straightaway. The 55 and the 2K. The 2K there with a rough driving warning. Apparently he was into the side of Chuck Smith down in turns 1 and 2. Did not see what happened, but the 55 not too happy with the 2K. And the 2K also gets a warning there for rough driving down in turn number 1. So Mike Wiseman getting locked into the Pure Stock feature will race later in the evening in the Pure Stock division. Right now leads heat race number 3 with 5 laps to go. Andrew Martinez in second, Clint Woolbright, that's the top 3. 351 of Ricky Lister and the 11 of James Mossey in the top 5 on the track. As we try to get the field aligned here through turns 1 and 2. So the 54 Martinez has the choice in or out here. We'll try to double them up. So here we go. Lights will go down. The DT1 of Mike Wiseman will have control of the restart with 3 laps in and 5 to go. Heat race number 3 of 5 here for the factory stocks. Andrew Martinez in the runner-up spot right now, elected to go to the inside. Woolbright has been running the top as well, so both those drivers pretty well getting the line they preferred on row number 2 as we get set to bring them back up to speed here in heat race number 3 for the factory stocks back underway. Good restart for Clint Woolbright. It's up to the outside of your leader through turns 1 and 2. He may find something up there, and he does. He'll get the drive off the top side. Edges ahead of Wiseman down the back straightaway. Martinez pouring the heat. We're 3 wide for the lead through turns 3 and 4. Staying 3 wide out of turn number 4. Wiseman in between. He'll slip up and out of that mix. Your new leader this time by will be Andrew Martinez, the 54. So Martinez takes over the top spot. Woolbright finds a big run on the top side of turn number 2, right about there. Down the back straightaway now, cross underneath the 54, down into turns 3 and 4, side by side. May it come together for a moment now. Woolbright pushing up the banking, and he's going to collect Wiseman down the front straightaway. You can see front end damage now on the DT1 of Wiseman after contact there with Woolbright. Woolbright caught a big push up the banking there in turn number 4. That ultimately stacked up the DT1 of Mike Wiseman. And major suspension issues on the front of that DT1. He was able to get it woed up before he ran into the inside wall there. But unfortunate there, wrong place, wrong time for Mike Wiseman. He'll be going out on the hook. Mike Keever may have clumbed back into a transfer spot as we'll take a look at the FK Rod-Ins instant replay here on the Race and Dirt TV broadcast. There you see that big push up the banking for the 19 of Woolbright right in front of the DT1 of Wiseman. Just kind of bumped off the wall, pushed the nose down into that DT1 as he was trying to work by. And then Wiseman was able to woe that car up before hitting the inside wall. Again, wrong place, wrong time. For the Muskogee, Oklahoma racers, he will go out on the hook here in heat race number 3 of 5 for the factory stocks. 4 laps completed, 4 to go, so halfway through heat race number 3. Wrecker crew going to work along the front straightaway. Don't forget, action continues here tomorrow. Championship Saturday, 6:30 hot laps. 7 o'clock start time for the finale of the 41st annual Spooker, honoring Cecil Harland as the cast of characters makes their way to the middle of the grandstands. Frankenstein just kind of rolling around there. Don't forget as well, if you are watching at home or perhaps even here at the Tri-State Speedway, you can tweet at Race and Dirt. You can tweet your seat again at Race and Dirt. So tweet your seat. Let us know where you're watching the 41st annual Spooker from. Whether you're around the facility here at the Tri-State Speedway or watching somewhere online, again, we invite you to tweet your seat at Race and Dirt. So there we go. Lights are out. 4 in, 4 to go. Heat race number 3 here for the factory stocks. Ready to come back up to speed off of turn number 4. Good restart for Andrew Martinez down into turns 1 and 2. Kiever along the inside in that race for second. Over to James Mossy, and he's just kind of rode around and avoided the high attrition rate in this one, and he's worked himself into a transfer spot. He'll be in second. Kiever down to the inside of the 351 of Lister down the front straightaway. 3-car race for the final transfer spot down into turns 1 and 2. 11 Amasian has it down the back straightaway. Kiever on the outside looking in right now as Andrew Martinez begins to stretch his legs out in front of this one. Laps winding down here on heat race number 3 for the factory stocks. James Mossian back in a distant second now, but he's created some separation between himself and Kiever in that 2K. 351 of Lister right there on the back bumper, the 2K down the back straightaway in the race for third. That's beginning to heat up through turns 3 and 4. White flag coming in the air off of turn number 4. One more lap to go for Andrew Martinez. Race will be for the final transfer spot. Kiever well within reach of the 11 of James Mossy, and here in the final lap of this one, Ricky Lister right there as well. 3 cars in contention for the final transfer spot as Andrew Martinez will pick up the heat race win. Some contact there in the race for third as James Mossian will take the final transfer spot. So Mike Kiever, 1 spot out, finishes in third. Your final transfer goes to James Mossian in the 11. And your heat race winner, he's out of Poto, Oklahoma. How about it for the 54, Andrew Martinez, your winner of heat race number 3. So Martinez and Mossian, your 2 transfers out of heat race number 3. Rob, that takes us here into heat race number 4.